Hello, everybody. Happy May 30th, 2020. My name is Christopher Saunders, and this is the Connecticut Sports Talent Show, where we talk all things talent in Connecticut. And on today's show, we have a senior from Ridgefield. His name is Xander Scavone. Xander, thanks so much for being able to come on today.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
You know, it's a pleasure to be able to get guys from the FCAC because I've had a lot of coaches, but the players are running a little bit short. So it's nice to be able to have somebody to kind of show not just the talent that's on the Ridgefield team, but also amongst the FCAC.
Yeah. The FCAC it's great competition. I think it's the best competition in Connecticut, but it's a great spot to be. So yeah.
Now, before we get into that and also the team and yourself, just talk to me about kind of what got you into playing football.
Well, all growing up, I've always been interested in football. Ever since I was a little kid, I always watched it on TV, the NFL on TV, college football. I always thought it was so cool and interesting. I loved watching it. And I actually only started playing football. I started playing football my freshman year in high school, which is very late. And a lot of people would not expect that. So I always grew up playing soccer, and my mom was always stick to soccer. I guess I was pretty good. So she was always stick with soccer. And eventually, right before freshman year, I was I've always loved football, and I was I do not want to have regrets when I'm older. That's the last thing I want, is to be sitting at home when I'm old and be I wish I played football. I could have been really good or something. So I was I definitely don't want to do that. So I was I might as well just try it freshman year. It's my last chance. So I went ahead and tried it, and I loved it.
The learning curve must have been difficult for you your freshman year, man. I mean, like you said, you came in late to a game that really kids were playing since they were 7, 8, 9 years old. So just tell me about that.
Well, yeah, when I my first couple practices freshman year, it was I just it was everything was new for me. All the drills, all the even the positions and stuff. I didn't know every position in football, and just the type of coaching is way different than soccer. It's it's just a different tempo, different. Everything about it is just different, and so it was a big learning curve for me. My start of my freshman year, but I guess I picked it up quick. I think my freshman coaches would think I picked it up awfully quick. So, and then I started playing, and just I loved it, and just kept getting better and better every practice. And
is there anything that you did extra? Was there any extra work, or was it something where just because of your intellectual mind and the fact that you're just an athletic kid, that the game of football just came easy to you?
I mean, I of course obviously put in work outside of practice and games and stuff. I always working on the field, speed training, lifting in the weight room. Before I started playing football, I was always a bigger kid on the soccer team. I always lifted. I enjoyed lifting weights. I enjoyed training and stuff. So I was always ahead of the curve on that part for my grades. So when I came into football, I was already, pretty big and strong for my grade, I guess you could say. So that part of the game was it came natural to me. And then the athleticism and stuff too, soccer, you got to be quick and fast and have good feet. So I guess that helps as being a running back and linebacker too. So
I was just about to say, playing soccer had to help with you playing the positions, especially. If you were a kicker, I would say it helped you even more. But you being a linebacker and a running back, you need to have the quick feet. You need to have cuts. And for you playing soccer, that really helped you.
Yeah, I think it did. Even the stamina too. Soccer is just you're consistently running the entire time. It's just I was already pretty conditioned. My speed was already pretty good. And when I came into football, it was just everything came decently natural. So
That's really cool, man. It seems like a lot of the guys that I've talked to that play the game of football or even play multiple sports, it seems like soccer is the sport that they played growing up. And I think that's really cool because in a time of age where, soccer is not really prevalent, as we've seen in the World Cup, the men keep getting their butts whooped. But it's nice to hear that guys like yourself and others even played the game when they were younger.
Yeah.
When
I was growing up, soccer was my passion, how football is my passion now. When I was always as a kid, I used to watch soccer on TV. I loved the game when I was younger, and it's slowly moved into football. But yeah.
Do you still watch it now?
No.
Oh, you don't? Not, really?
No.
Not even the World
Just
Cup?
yeah. Yeah, I'll watch the World Cup. I'll watch games every once in a while, but like not like as much as I was when I was younger. But yeah.
Yeah, you're too busy with college football, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Who's your college football team?
Uh,
Be wise here.
I would say I follow players more than I follow teams. Like I like individual players, and then I watch those games, and I like to watch individual players play.
Okay, so who are the last couple players that you watched?
Right before this year's draft, I loved watching AJ Dillon from Boston College, the
Okay.
running back. He was an awesome player, huge guy, and just absolutely specimen like.
Mm-hmm.
And DeAndre Swift from Georgia, loved watching him play. I just like to watch the guys that play in my position and just watch how they go about themselves and play the game. I find it really interesting.
I mean, you can't go wrong with the Georgia running backs. I mean,
Yeah.
Todd Gurley, DeAndre Swift, Sony Michel.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like every year they're just piping out running backs left
Yeah.
and right.
Uh-huh.
You know? And if you want to watch linebackers, just go to Penn State because they,
Yeah.
they breed them left and right, you know?
Yeah.
So just going back to your freshman year real quick,
Uh-huh.
I understand that, you were new to the game, but did you feel like that you had a grasp of the game of football your freshman year, or did it take until your sophomore or even junior year?
I think I definitely by the end of freshman year had a grasp of the game.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely felt way more confident with my ability to tackle, knowing I feel like it took maybe the first couple games, but by the end of freshman year I definitely knew what I was doing. And then the big jump from freshman to sophomore year, it's just to be able to play on varsity, you gotta realize that you gotta get a lot faster and a lot stronger. You're playing with guys that are seniors in high school. Those guys are 18 years old. It's a big difference. So you gotta make sure you're hitting the weights and hitting the field and getting faster and stronger. That's the big thing from freshman and sophomore year, not necessarily the mental aspect of the game.
Well, you're also playing in the FCAC, which is one of the best conferences in the state.
Yeah.
So you're playing against guys, even sophomore, juniors, even some freshmen that are committed to colleges high Division I. So in a lot of ways, you're going to know very quickly if you belong or if you need some time to develop.
Yeah. Definitely.
Now, one more question too about your freshman year, just your early years. Was there a particular game that, or even maybe it was a tackle, or maybe it was a 50-yard run where you felt like, okay, because sometimes you can say that, okay, I'm confident, but it's another thing to show it. Was there a game for you where against whatever team where, okay, I know I belong here? I'm having you think, huh?
Yeah, I'm just trying to think back on all the games freshman year to see if there was one specific moment.
It could be sophomore year too. Doesn't matter.
I think I would say my first game freshman year. I mean,
okay.
All that preparation and practice throughout the summer and stuff, just prepping for the first game. When I stepped on the field in my first game freshman year, I mean, I made plays. I was making tackles. I probably had a sack, or I don't know. I just it always came natural to me, I guess you could say. I don't know.
Tell me about it. What happened that game?
Well, shoot.
I can see the steam.
My first.
You're gonna look back on this and be like,
I feel like if somebody just said the name of the team we played, a switch in my head would go off, but I can't remember exactly.
It's okay, don't worry about it. But I know what you're saying, though. I get it that you were confident, you felt like the first game, you were there, you belonged, and you haven't looked back, man. I mean, your numbers, proof is in the pudding. Your freshman, sophomore, junior year, you've put up very valuable tape where you're getting looked at by, you mentioned to me before we came on, NESCAC schools, you want to go to an FCS school. It's there, man.
Yeah.
But what is the one thing you want to do for your senior year as far as what do you What do you want to improve on going into that senior year?
I definitely want to improve my my play on offense.
Okay.
I really want to make an impact on offense. I want to score a lot of touchdowns, a lot of yards. I want to just go off on offense. I feel like I have the ability to, and I'm training really hard this offseason to get really fast and strong. And I feel like I can make big plays on offense this upcoming season. So that's what I really look forward to do.
Do you think playing both linebacker and running back helps you as a player? Because when you're at running back, when you're going up against linebackers, whatever, you kind of have an idea of what they want to do to you, just like how you switch positions. If you're playing linebacker and you're going up against a running back, same thing.
Yeah. I feel like it definitely helps. I feel like if you're a linebacker and you know like what a running back's thinking or like what hole you think they're going to go to, it definitely helps because you can the plays quicker, like just like better vision overall. I think it helps. And if you have like the same skill set too, like if you're a linebacker that moves sort of like a running back, if you're very quick and fast like a running back, I feel like it helps you to make plays as well.
Do you think as a linebacker that, because I know once you get to the next level, you're only going to play one position.
Yeah.
Or do you think you're more ahead with linebacker or is it running back?
I think running back. Linebacker, I've always I feel like my freshman and sophomore year I was mainly a linebacker, or at least like coaches have always like thought I was like more of a linebacker type player just because I've been like had a lot of success at linebacker. But as I'm getting like more towards like college and like this recruiting process and stuff, my skill set is definitely mainly pointed towards running back. I'm lower center of gravity. I'm not tall. I'm 5'9". At the next level, you need to be, I think, at least like 6 feet tall to play linebacker. So I've got a lower center of gravity. I think I'm quick. And my body type and everything just points towards running back. So I think that's definitely the way I want to go.
I won't lie to you, man, though, because I'm a Cowboys fan, and one of my favorite players is Leighton Vander Esch. And watching your film, man, all you were missing was a cowboy collar, and you could have been Leighton Vander Esch because you run after the football, you go sideline to sideline, and I think that's where you playing running back helps too because you have the extra oomph that some linebackers don't have because you're playing both positions.
Thank you. Yeah.
Now, one more question for you, and Xander, thanks so much for being able to come on. I really do appreciate it.
Of course. Thank you very much for having me.
It's a pleasure to be able to get guys from the FCAC and particularly Ridgefield because you guys have a storied program. There's a lot of talent on the team.
Yeah.
Is there anybody in particular that I should be watching for from Ridgefield going into 2020?
Yes. A good friend of mine and a kid in my grade, Owen Gatos.
Oh, so completely biased, right?
What?
Completely biased because he's your friend.
Yeah. He's also a very good player. He's a really good wide receiver and a D-back, and he's going to make plays. He made plays last season and his sophomore year, and he's going to continue to make plays for us next season. So he's definitely a kid to look out for.
Give me one more player. I'm sure there's one more. Oops, there's the steam again.
I'm going to pick a big man.
Ooh.
I'm going to say two. I'm going to say Jackson Trotter and Cameron Smith.
Okay.
Jackson Trotter is a guy that's probably going to go both ways next season. Okay. He was a D end last season, and he made some good plays. And I think I've seen him. He's getting really big and strong, and I think he's going to have to go both ways next season. He's going to have a really good season in order for us to, execute and play well. And Cameron Smith is a guy with a lot of natural talent. He's huge, and he's a rising junior, and he started for us last year as a sophomore, and he got a significant amount of time as like a freshman, which is very impressive in itself. So he's a huge kid, and he's gonna if he keeps working hard and gets his mind right, he could have an insanely good season and play extremely well.
That's great to hear. I'm really looking forward to those names, but also yourself, man, as far as your senior year with Ridgefield. And you're welcome to come back on anytime whenever you make that
Thank you.
commit, whatever college it ends up being, either in SCAC or even in the FCS, man. You're welcome to come on and tell everybody, hey, I committed to this school and here's why.
Thank you very much for everything.
That'll wrap things up here in the Connecticut Sports Talent Show. So until next time, stay safe and enjoy the rest of your day, everybody.